What if I told you that the dark circles you see under your eyes every morning aren't just a sign of a bad night's sleep, but a deficiency signal your body has been sending you for months or even years? Most people have no idea that while we are spending over $20 billion a year on concealer, eye creams, and expensive procedures to hide them, the people of Scripture were eating specific foods that modern research is now proving correct, the exact nutritional deficiencies that cause dark circles in the first place. These aren't beauty foods marketed by influencers. They're ancient staples with real clinical evidence showing they rebuild the blood, strengthen the delicate skin under your eyes, and restore the circulation that makes dark shadows disappear. And today I'm going to show you 10 of them that will completely change what you see in the mirror when you wake up. Stick around because number 7 on this list was considered so valuable in the biblical world that it was reserved for priests and kings. Modern researchers discovered it contains more of the exact nutrient that dark circles are begging for than almost any other food on earth. And number 10 was the food God sent from heaven itself to sustain his people in the wilderness. Scientists recently found it contains every compound your body needs to rebuild the delicate tissue that shows those shadows. Welcome back to the Biblical Kitchen. If you are new here, we connect ancient biblical food wisdom with modern science every single week, helping you rediscover what Scripture preserved for us. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. All right, let's get into it. Here are 10 biblical foods that clear dark circles under your eyes, ranked from effective to absolutely transformative. Number 1, beef liver. Throughout Scripture, the inner parts of clean animals were considered the most valuable portions, often reserved for priests or special occasions. And modern nutritional science has discovered why. Beef liver is the single most nutrient-dense food on Earth for the exact deficiencies that cause dark circles. Dark circles are frequently a visible sign of iron deficiency anemia. When your iron is low, the blood vessels under your thin under-eye skin become more visible, creating that blue-purple shadow that haunts your mirror every morning. Beef liver contains heme iron, the most bioavailable form of iron in any food, at levels far higher than spinach or any plant source. It also contains vitamin B12, another nutrient whose deficiency directly causes dark circles and fatigue. One serving of liver provides multiple times your daily B12 requirement. Studies have shown that people with low ferritin, the storage form of iron, consistently display darker under-eye pigmentation, and that supplementation or dietary correction reduces the appearance significantly over several months. The biblical world ate liver regularly. We replaced it with muscle meat and processed foods, then wonder why we look tired no matter how much we sleep. Think of it as the food ancient priests reserved for sacred meals, and the iron inside it is what your under-eye skin has been starving for. Number 2, dates. The date palm is mentioned more than any other fruit tree in Scripture. Dates appear in the story of Deborah in Psalm 92 in the imagery of the righteous flourishing like the palm tree. And here's what makes dates extraordinary for the skin under your eyes. Dates are remarkably rich in iron, potassium, and magnesium, 3 minerals whose deficiencies all contribute to dark circles. The iron supports healthy red blood cell production. The potassium regulates fluid balance, preventing the puffiness and fluid retention that casts shadows under the eyes. The magnesium supports sleep quality, and poor sleep is one of the most common causes of dark circles. Dates also contain natural sugars that fuel steady energy without the crashes that leave you looking tired. They provide B vitamins, particularly B6, that support the enzymatic reactions your body uses to produce healthy blood. Traditional preparation was effortless. A handful of dates eaten daily with a few almonds, stuffed with goat cheese, blended into a morning drink. Think of it as the fruit Scripture used to describe the flourishing of the righteous, and the nutrients inside it make the skin under your eyes flourish in exactly the same way. Number 3, fatty fish from the Sea of Galilee. When Jesus grilled fish for his disciples in John 21 after his resurrection, those fish were almost certainly the fatty, nutrient-dense species that still swim in the Sea of Galilee today. Tilapia, sardines. And here's why modern research is obsessed with them for skin health. Fatty fish are one of the richest food sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation throughout the body, including in the delicate tissue around your eyes. Chronic inflammation is one of the hidden drivers of dark circles because it damages the tiny blood vessels and allows more pigment to show through. Omega-3 fatty acids also strengthen the lipid barrier of your skin, keeping it hydrated and plump. Dehydrated skin sinks and shows shadows more easily. Fatty fish also provide vitamin B12, iron, and high-quality protein, all of which address the deficiencies that cause dark circles. Sardines specifically are one of the richest food sources of B12 on Earth. Studies show that populations with high omega-3 intake display measurably better skin health and fewer visible signs of fatigue. Think of it as the food Jesus shared with his disciples after rising from the dead. And the nutrients inside it might give the skin around your eyes the resurrection it needs. Number 4, bone broth. Throughout the Bible, the bones of clean animals were boiled for soup, broth, and medicine. In Ezekiel 24, a stew is described cooking with bones and meat, capturing an everyday practice of the ancient world. Nothing was wasted. And here's what modern science has discovered about bone broth and dark circles specifically. When you simmer bones for hours, collagen is released into the liquid in the form of gelatin. Gelatin breaks down into the amino acids proline, glycine, and hydroxyproline in your gut. These are the exact building blocks your body uses to build and repair the thin, delicate skin under your eyes. When that skin is weak, thin, and poorly hydrated, the blood vessels beneath it show through darker. When it's thick, plump, and well-built with collagen, the shadows fade. Bone broth also provides iron, minerals, and hyaluronic acid, the compound that holds moisture in the skin. Clinical studies on collagen peptide supplementation have consistently shown improvements in skin elasticity, hydration, and the appearance of fine lines in as little as 8 weeks. Traditional preparation was simple: bones simmered for hours with a splash of vinegar to pull the minerals out. Think of it as the broth the ancient world called medicine, and it's still rebuilding the skin under your eyes one sip at a time. Number 5, pomegranate. Solomon's temple had 200 carved pomegranates on its pillars, and modern research has discovered something remarkable about pomegranate for the eyes specifically. Pomegranate is one of the richest food sources of polyphenols and vitamin C on Earth. Vitamin C is essential for collagen synthesis, and without it, the skin under your eyes thins and shadows become more pronounced. Pomegranate also contains ellagic acid, a compound that has been shown in studies to protect against oxidative damage and inhibit the enzymes that break down collagen in your skin. The polyphenols in pomegranate improve circulation throughout the body, including in the tiny capillaries under your eyes where poor circulation shows up as dark shadows. Studies have found that pomegranate consumption improves skin elasticity and reduces the visible signs of fatigue and aging. The urolithins your gut produces from pomegranate also trigger cellular repair in skin cells, keeping them functioning at peak efficiency. Traditional use was straightforward: fresh pomegranate seeds eaten daily, juice drunk as a tonic. Think of it as the fruit so sacred it decorated God's temple. And the compound inside it is protecting the tissue that decides how rested you look. Now, if you're starting to notice that every food on this list targets dark circles through a specific mechanism: iron, B12, collagen, circulation, hydration, inflammation, and that together they form a complete under-eye restoration system, do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps this video reach people who are tired of concealer and ready to fix the real problem. And if you haven't subscribed to the Biblical Kitchen yet, click that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're uncovering what Scripture already knew. Let's keep going. Number 6, lentils. Jacob's lentil stew in Genesis 25 was so valuable, Esau traded his birthright for it. And here's what lentils do for the skin under your eyes that almost nobody talks about. Lentils are one of the richest plant sources of iron and folate on Earth. folate is essential for the production of healthy red blood cells, and folate deficiency is directly linked to dark circles and a pale, tired appearance. Lentils also provide zinc, a trace mineral that supports skin repair and the cellular regeneration required to keep the thin under-eye skin thick and healthy. The B vitamins in lentils, particularly B6 and B9, support the rapid cell division that skin renewal requires. Lentils are also rich in protein, providing the amino acid building blocks your body needs to synthesize new collagen and elastin. Studies consistently show that populations with high legume consumption display better iron status, better folate levels, and fewer visible signs of nutritional deficiency. Traditional preparation was daily. Lentil stews, lentils mashed with olive oil, lentils combined with bitter herbs and onions. Think of it as the stew a man traded his inheritance for, and the minerals inside it might be the inheritance the skin under your eyes has been waiting for. Number 7. Grass-fed goat cheese, the land flowing with milk and honey. That phrase appears across 6 books of the Bible, and dairy from goats was a daily staple throughout biblical cultures. And here's what modern research has discovered. Goat cheese, particularly aged varieties, is extraordinarily rich in vitamin K2, a nutrient that has been increasingly studied for its role in vascular health. Vitamin K2 keeps calcium in your bones and out of your soft tissues, including the delicate blood vessels under your eyes. When vitamin K2 is deficient, calcium deposits can accumulate in these small vessels, contributing to visible darkening and puffiness. Goat cheese also provides highly bioavailable protein, calcium, and B vitamins. The A2 protein structure in goat dairy produces far less inflammation than cow's milk, which matters because inflammation directly worsens the appearance of dark circles. Clinical studies on vitamin K have shown measurable improvements in the appearance of dark circles with both dietary and topical applications. Traditional preparation was simple: fresh goat cheese eaten with bread and olive oil, or aged cheese sliced and eaten with dates. Think of it as the dairy the biblical world reserved for their most sacred meals. And the compound inside it is doing sacred work for your under-eye skin. Number 8. Spinach and bitter greens. When the Israelites ate the Passover in Exodus 12, they ate bitter herbs alongside the lamb and the unleavened bread. Those bitter herbs included dandelion, watercress, and wild endive, all greens that grew freely across the biblical landscape. And modern nutrition has discovered why these greens matter for the eyes specifically. Bitter greens are among the richest food sources of non-heme iron, folate, vitamin K, and vitamin A on Earth. They provide the nutrients that rebuild the blood, strengthen the capillaries, and support the regeneration of healthy skin cells. Vitamin A in particular supports the health of the delicate under-eye skin and has been studied for its role in reducing the appearance of dark circles. Bitter greens also stimulate the liver, which is critical because poor liver function contributes to dark circles by allowing toxins and excess hormones to accumulate. When your liver is working well, your skin clears. Traditional use was daily. A handful of bitter greens added to every meal. Think of it as the greens God Himself commanded His people to eat at the most sacred meal in Scripture, and the nutrients inside them are still clearing the skin of everyone who eats them. Number 9. Almonds. God told Moses to design the menorah with cups shaped like almond blossoms. Aaron's rod budded with almonds, and here's what makes almonds remarkable for the under-eye area. Almonds are one of the richest food sources of vitamin E on Earth. Vitamin E is the fat-soluble antioxidant that specifically protects skin cell membranes from oxidative damage, including in the delicate skin under your eyes. Studies on vitamin E intake have consistently shown that higher dietary intake is associated with better skin elasticity and fewer visible signs of fatigue. Almonds also provide healthy monounsaturated fats that support the lipid barrier of the skin, keeping it plump and well hydrated. Dehydrated skin sinks and shows the blood vessels beneath it more clearly. The magnesium in almonds supports better sleep quality, and poor sleep is one of the most common and immediate causes of dark circles. A clinical study found that women who consumed almonds daily for 16 weeks saw measurable improvements in skin pigmentation and hydration. 16 weeks, a handful of almonds a day. Think of it as the nut God chose to symbolize awakening, and the skin under your eyes wakes up in exactly the same way. Number 10, honey and raw milk. And here we are at the final food. The one I saved for last because it combines two of the most significant foods in all of Scripture. The Promised Land was a land flowing with milk and honey. Those weren't just poetic words. That was a promise of abundance, health, and vitality. And modern research has discovered why those two foods together do something extraordinary for your body and your skin. Raw honey contains enzymes, antioxidants, and trace minerals that support skin repair from the inside out. It provides B vitamins and gentle natural energy that sustains you through the day without the crashes that cause the visible fatigue of dark circles. When consumed in warm water first thing in the morning, raw honey stabilizes blood sugar and prevents the cortisol spikes that worsen dark circles. Raw milk, particularly from goats, provides bioavailable protein, calcium, B vitamins, and vitamin A in forms your body easily absorbs. Together, warm raw milk with a spoonful of honey is one of the oldest sleep-supporting drinks in human history. Better sleep means better blood flow, better skin regeneration, and measurably fewer dark circles. Traditional preparation was the simplest of all. A cup of warm milk before bed with a spoonful of raw honey stirred in. Think of it as the combination God used to describe the Promised Land itself. And the body below your eyes responds to it like it has finally been given what it was promised. If you made it to the end, you now understand something the cosmetics industry will never tell you. Dark circles were never just an inevitable sign of age or exhaustion. They were often a deficiency signal. The foods on this list don't hide dark circles, they fix the cause, they rebuild the blood, they strengthen the skin, they restore the circulation. They provide the collagen, the iron, the B vitamins, and the antioxidants that your under-eye tissue has been asking for, and they've been doing it since Scripture was written. Every single one is still available, still affordable, and still working exactly the way it always has. Smash that like button if this changed how you think about the shadows under your eyes. Drop a comment and tell me which food surprised you most. Are you team liver and lentils? Team pomegranate and almonds, or team bone broth and bitter greens? I read every single comment and I love hearing from you. And if you haven't subscribed to the Biblical Kitchen yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. We're connecting ancient scripture with modern science, and I'd love to have you on this journey with us. Remember, bright rested eyes were never meant to come from a concealer, they were meant to come from a kitchen. The same kitchen scripture has been preserving for thousands of years. See you in the next one.